What is up, ScarKnight, bringing you this other extension of the news when it comes to Pokemon Sword and Shield. So, I had done this video originally when it comes to like the first set of news when this was announced in January, but during the process, literally as I was editing the video, that's where I got sick at that point. If you guys saw my recent videos, me talking about this, then you already know it's not really pandemic sickness related, but this was just me regularly sick. It's just weirdly to put it, but either way, pretty much just so we could get all this out the way, we're gonna gather all the information, and I'm gonna make this video pretty short. And to make up for this, I'll add another video later today for our regularly set scheduled videos. You'll see Pokemon Prism later. Either way though, we're gonna go start with the January news that we have here. Because like I said, when I originally edited this, I was gonna put every screenshot that I put in together, but then at the same time, I didn't really see any point to doing that. I couldn't finish the video because, like I said, I was sick. But pretty much putting all this, there is gonna be DLC. Like I kind of knew that they were gonna end up doing this because we are in the age that we're able to do that, is get DLC. And it's part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is called the Isle of Armor, and of course part 2 is called the Crown Tundra. Both of them are really cool. I'm really looking forward to the Crown Tundra that's coming up, but the Isle of Armor is actually coming out. Pretty much it's already out. It's today. Well, if I'm uploading this correctly. And just so we could add the information to it, basically how it starts off, the story isn't really super clear, but there is some stuff speculated and some stuff that has been said. There is a mentor who is Mustard. He previously did the championship journey on his own, eventually retired and mentored Champion Leon. And for right now, he's just like a mentor, pretty much. And he will give us our very own Kupfu, which is a new Pokemon right here. He is a fighting type. He starts off looking really shy, and eventually get used to us. There's plenty of Pokemon dens all around this island, but mostly what you're supposed to do and what it looks like, it's almost like a battle tower sense. That's how I feel it looks like is turning out. But there's also these 2 towers that hasn't been announced till like March from the mini Pokemon Direct. But it was pretty interesting because it is the Tower of Darkness and the Tower of Water. The reason for this is because back in the January update, Kupfu evolves into Urshifu, or is it Urshifu? I don't know. I'm not really too entirely sure of how it's said. But it's this really cool Pokemon that there's 2 different forms depending on which side you want to go to. If you want to go to the Tower of Darkness, it will turn into this, and if it's the Tower of Waters, is going to turn into this. I thought it was going to be version exclusive whether you're playing Sword or Shield, but it doesn't seem like it's the case. But the one that is fighting Dark type is going to be the single strike version, and for the fighting Water type, it's going to be the Rapid Strike. And it's kind of reminiscent, I think, of Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, or Hitmonchan and not Bruce Lee, I almost said that again, Hitmonlee, where they have, Bruce Lee is known for his kicks and his 1-inch punch, and for Jackie Chan, I mean, people say he's known for his piston punches, but I'm not really sure. I would say he's most known for his stunt fighting style. But there's also a movie that he did that really is reminiscent of the water style of Urshifu, and that is like the drunken boxing style. Because there is a movie that he did with doing that I saw fairly recently that really goes in the waves of the motion. Just like Spike from Cowboy Bebop, where he would go with the flow and not be too stiff in his fighting style. That's what I think of when talking about this Pokemon. Now they both actually have Giganta Mechs forms as well, where they're just like the darkness is red and then the water is blue. And it is kind of fitting that they are like the Tower of Darkness and the Tower of Waters, because, you know, people would say water's life, or so in a sense it's kind of the light, and then the darkness is obviously the dark. Other things to talk about when it comes to this stuff, there is a couple of Pokemon that has been announced that are new. For example, Galarian Slowpoke in January update, in the January direct that was released on that day. But they have been teasing on like Slowbro and Slowking on what the Galarian forms look like, and you can't evolve them until you get these updates. When you get part 1, Isle of Armor, you have to get a certain item to evolve Slowpoke into Slowbro, I'm pretty sure. And then for the Crown Tundra, once that gets out, you could evolve Slowpoke into Slowking with a certain item. They're very item specific, but what I believe, from what my understanding is that this Galarian Slowpoke is purely Psychic type. And there was a new Pokemon, for some reason announced in February, where it's Zarude, or is it Zarude, I don't know. He is a rogue monkey Pokemon. They also say he's mythical. He is dark grass type. And it's really interesting why they announced him now and not during the update, but well, here he is, you know. And I'm gonna hold off talking about the other new Pokemon, because I really would like to talk about that like a whole bunch. But either way, there is some more extra Giganta Mechs forms. For example, whatever starter that you chose, Cinderace, Inteleon, or Rillaboom, will have a Giganta Mechs form. Now, I think I like Rillaboom's the best. It has like really big drum set going for it, and then like you know, the little grass hair thing going out and extended. For Cinderace, he has a giant fireball, and for Inteleon, I don't think is the best Giganta Mechs form, if I'm being honest, because it's just going on its tail and getting ready to snipe, and I feel like it could just do that normally, just, you know, just go up on a building and do that if it's not its tail extending. I don't know, it's rather weird. It doesn't feel like a Gigantamax thing. Like, there's nothing too different about it aside from the tail and the water sniper that he could, or she could more likely make for herself, so I don't really know. But yeah, there's also two other Gigantamax forms, which is Blastoise and Venusaur. Finally we got some more, except, you know, not Charizard, because he gets everything, like Mega Charizard Y and X, and then, you know, Venusaur and Blastoise just stuck with one, and for some reason there was just Charizard Gigantamax form, and then there's just nothing for Blastoise and Venusaur. Well, we finally got it this time, where we got Gigantamax for Venusaur, and of course Blastoise Gigantamax form. And I think I like Blastoise just a little bit better, and I feel like they could design a little bit differently with the two. But, you know, I just imagine Blastoise having a little bit heavier on the artillery, maybe even having like 4 cannons from the top where you usually have them, and then 2 on the bottom, kind of next to its legs, kind of creating like a 4 Iron Man type of cannons, if you know what I'm talking about, or War Machine, I should say. I'm not really sure what they could do with Venusaur. I didn't really think all that through, but it could be like a whole patch of flowers, or even like a Torterra thing, having a whole bunch of trees or whatever it is. But yeah, those are all of them. But that's mostly what's going down with the Isle of Armor. There is 2 more rivals, but they are version exclusive. There is Clara, who is a poison type user, and of course Avery, who is a psychic type user. I don't really know who I like better, but I don't really have too much high expectations when it comes to the story on this. It almost seems to me like there's other after game stuff that is better than this one, just from hindsight alone. Or not really hindsight, but just looking into it. I'm really looking to the Crown Tundra a little bit more, and for good reason. But I'm really, you know, if I'm really hoping and seeing what's the best potential and coming here, I want to see something kind of like Delta episodes, or something like Gold, Silver, and Crystal after game, or even a Battle Frontier. I don't really want just a Battle Tower type of deal. That's like a little bit too easy to do. But when it comes to the Crown Tundra, that's where I really am interested, because they have all these legendary Pokemon that I really just would like to see. And it looks like that's where the story is picking up right there, because we get all these other legendary Pokemon that are, you know, what we could get. Of course, it's a little bit extended. We get like 200 plus more species. I don't know if they're releasing every Pokemon, but there is a new Pokemon that's represented just like Kupfu or Urshifu is, and that is Calyrex, the Hyrule Pokemon. And I really like the colors. I know that there's a couple people that aren't really big fans of it, but I kind of like the calm nature to it. Very what's the word, like very zen with everything. It's very minty colors, and this could be the Pokemon summoning all these trees, because they've been implying that we have to knock them down. And they also mentioned something very specific, setting us on this journey, making us the leader to go through this adventure. And I think there's some big stuff coming with this one. This is what I'm really looking forward to. But it won't be coming out till like the next season, like maybe fall, maybe perhaps winter. But it's at mostly fall. And yeah, pretty much the legendary Pokemon that are coming out. And there is a couple of other things, and we don't have a Reggie trio anymore. It's gonna be extended to 2 new Reggies, one that is like a Reggie Volt or Reggie Zolt or whatever the heck it is. They didn't really say the name. And then this Reggie, which to me looks like a Dragon Reggie, which is really cool. So Reggie Drake or something, or Reggie Dre. I'm really looking forward to it. It's not just, I mean, it's not a fighting weakness anymore, because there was Reggie Rock, Reggie Steel, and Reggie Ice. I guess that is still a trio, but Reggie Gigas was always a thing. So it's not just them anymore. It's really cool that they have these 2 other ones. I recommend watching the video where there's this person talking about all the types of what it looks like, and they designed it and everything. It looks pretty cool. And the fighting one looks really weird. It looks really weird, because they made them with actual muscles, and it's kind of disturbing, kind of like Attack on Titans or something. But yeah, the ones that I'm most excited about though, oh my gosh, is the legendary trio birds, the, you know, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. The Galarian forms to that looks insane, and I'm just looking forward to that for sure. Articuno looks better. Zapdos is very interesting, because like they had like the effects of it with Articuno coming out with ice, and then Moltres, who I'll talk about, has like the fiery presence, but then Zapdos for some reason is coming out with like punches. So he may not even be electric type anymore. He could be fighting flying type. And it doesn't look like he could use his wings anymore. He looks like the Dodrio type. So, very interesting indeed. And then there's Moltres, who is like black and red. It kind of has more of a darkness flair to it. All of which I'm looking forward to. It's going to be very story driven. And there is a part where, like, you know, the people are there kind of excavating the thing, and there's like a red glow to it. My theory is that that's Moltres right there. But yeah, these are the 2 stories. I have no idea what's gonna happen. You know, what's the story to this? If there's any drama to it, like, there has to be something where people are looking to these new legendaries and these Pokemon that hasn't been on Galar before. And I have no idea about Zarude either. He could just be, you know, a Pokemon just made for a movie or something like that. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that is pretty much everything. But that's gonna be it pretty much. I guess it's turned out to be a 15-minute video. Like I said, there's gonna be another video later today, probably in an hour from now, or it's maybe already out. Maybe you're watching this from the future. By that, by all means, watch a video that I recently uploaded wherever it is. And that is going to be it. So white tigers and dragons to you, and you've been scarred by the night. I'm out.